AskReddit by White Media 3498. What made you a lot of money, even though it seemed silly at first? In high school my mom was dating a guy that had a largely commercial glass business. Things were slow, so he went through his shop to find something to spin up some side work and found a fuck ton of candle molds that he had gotten from somewhere probably decades prior by the dust for some long forgotten job. We cleaned them up, bought some wax and started testing. We found 7 penis molds in all of the stuff. We poured one, had a laugh and moved on. But one of the other guys in the row of shops saw it and asked to buy it. Then word got out and soon we were pouring dicks for everyone. A local adult store heard about them and soon we had an order for dicks from them. I basically spent a summer as a teen pouring dick candles. Made some decent cash. Deleted. So in about 2003 to 2004 Coca-Cola did a promotion where you could get actual cash from 20-ounce bottles, and probably some other sizes too. Usually it was 25c but sometimes $1. Enter the code, it goes into your online account. After you made so much, they gave you a Visa debit card. Well, at the time I worked in a call center staffed mostly by middle-aged women. Word got out that that nice young man who fixed our computers collected bottle caps and every week I was handed dozens of the things. At the time we were just starting a family and broke. That extra cash really helped us out. Wow. This brought back memories, but cloudy memories. In this same period I vaguely remember doing this for my young daughter, only I convinced flight attendants to save these for me. I was on an airplane twice a week. But airlines use Coke cans, not bottles. Were there codes on cans? I had a paper route as a 12-year-old kid back in 80s. Easy route, 80 some papers. I took a piece of paper, made an ad, said wash your windows, mow your lawns, rake your leaves, shovel your snow, that type of thing. I took it to the library and made a few hundred copies. Stuffed it the paper every Wednesday like clockwork. Phone would ring off the hook at 7 p.m. So I did that paper route all the way through high school and did all them jobs too. I kept doing that all the way up till I was 47 years old 2 years ago. I did that 23 years. Had a very successful landscaping business. And that's how I made all my money. Are you my uncle? My company was merging with another 20 plus years ago. I had a company provided 401k, so pre-merger I directed all 401k investments into my company stock, which was within the 401k. This was not insider trading since the merger was advertised for years. After merger the stock more than doubled in 2 weeks. I cashed in company stock to money market account, still within the 401k. There were no capital gains since it was all contained within the 401k account. It was like day trading without penalties. So in about 3 weeks my 401k more than doubled. I am now retired, my 401k converted to an IRA, and I am a millionaire. That sounds like there was still risk involved. It also could have gone down. Microsoft ran a program trying to educate employees of Best Buy to better understand and sell their products. You would watch videos about their offerings, answer a quiz at the end, and get points to use at their online store. You could get Xbox games, accessories, software, etc. We quickly found out there was no communication between BB and MSFT, and MSFT had no way of telling who was and wasn't an actual employee. So we grabbed store numbers online and used fake names and did surveys all day, running multiple at a time, and got tons of Microsoft product. We would then return the unopened items to Walmart, who gave store credit, and bought whatever we wanted. I got a big screen TV for my dorm, and Xbox 360, and paid for groceries for a year before the program was shut down. Took like an hour to get $120 worth of Walmart gift cards. I remember doing those courses when I worked at Best Buy. Lol, I once got like 6 years of Xbox Live for free because I just did the one course under all my co-workers' numbers to get the codes. Not recent, but in high school our drink machine was notorious for breaking down, so I decided to sell drinks out of my locker. Made a couple $100 by doing that over the year. They didn't allow the school to sell candy, so some kids would just have a stash for sale in their backpacks. Bitcoin. Someone gave me $200 worth of this crazy new Bitcoin thing to say thank you when I helped them move. I invested in a tiny medical marijuana company in 2011. I think I bought shares at $333 or something and I had like 300,000 shares. After a couple years it hit $0.55 and I got out at $0.50. You made $50 million off of this investment? Drive around college campuses. High-income colleges are best during semester move-out time. Lots of people just leave stuff on the street for free. Take it, post it online, sell it. Made a few thousand doing this in Cambridge. Deleted. How do you make money by having a Minecraft server? Do people pay to play on your specific server? I've never played but my son loves Minecraft and I'm trying to learn more about it. My quarantine project to not go nuts in lockdown was to teach myself to do Linecut prints and illustrations. Started posting them on IG when I had the time and desire to. From the money it made for me I since bought a new camera, new lenses, new phone, new laptop, million art supplies. I have enough savings to buy a property at the end of the year. I illustrated a damn book that's coming out later this year with an amazing publisher. Had an exclusive stationery collection and one of the most amazing botanical gardens in the world. All from this little hobby I do in my spare time. Feels nuts to me. You are lucky. I still cannot find a hobby not even for money but just for myself. Job hopping. I'm making close to double what I was making 5 years ago. To be fair, I was working for a non-profit back then and was able to make ends meet by other means. But that's not sustainable. And by job hopping every opportunity I've been given, I've been able to make a life for myself in it. Job hopping is the only way for a raisimo. Floristry. People are always wanting flowers for special occasions. Full-time? Cuddling and spending time with lonely people. I've gotten enough from it to fully support 2 people's lives without having to even work that many hours. I'm also amazing at it. What do you mean? Are you talking about sex work or is this an actual job where you just cuddle with random people? And how do I sign up? Deleted. Word. Buying AMC stock at $4.29 and selling at $68.33. Not a ton by adult standards but at 18 I made $4,000 dumping my entire checking account into a penny stock that multiple blogs were pushing that ended up being a pump and dump. I just pulled out right before it crashed. Used that money to buy my first car and have learned that that's not a smart investment strategy. I was depressed and felt like my life was going nowhere. YOLO'd whole bank account into Dogecoin when it was less than a penny. Made about 50k, but would have been 350k if I waited a little longer. YOLO'd into Doge when it first came out, 3,600,000 Doge at the peak. The sold it all in 2015. Curb painting. In high school and college I'd drag around a cart with paint and stencils. Touch up curb numbers, $20 here and there. More for stuff like a team's color or a flag. I'd sell it to people as it makes it easier for emergency services to find them in a hurry. Cost almost nothing to get into and I'd make a couple $100 on my days when I didn't have class. Was a pretty decent gig. There's a company around here that charges $500 to do it. If someone came around charging $20 I do it. I never buy it because I can never remember if the hoe allows it. They got strict rules about mailboxes so I err on the side of no. But they're a decent hoe and I wouldn't trade my house to not have them. At 15, I decided to gather my hoard of car sketches and cartoon drawings and go around my apartment complex selling them for $1 each. After a month, people started to recognize me and whatnot. Ended making up to $50-$60 a week. I was candid about my salary with someone I knew professionally, and they kindly told me how grossly underpaid I was by my current employer. She was right. I doubled my salary by taking a job doing the same work at a different company. Changed my life. Making art out of old license plates. I'm 51 and retired last year. I was given 2 clients in 2004 to do some computer consulting for, even though I had a full-time computer job already. Basically, these 2 clients had a few computers, Linux, that needed to be administered. The deal was I got paid for a minimum of 5 hours a month at like $50 an hour. If I went over the 5 hours, they got charged for it. I had them as clients for about 5 years, and besides patching the systems, I was lucky if I had to do 5 hours of work a year for them. It was basically an extra $500 a month for doing nothing most months. Bitcoin. How much are you able to do, and when did you buy the first one? Mid-90s. I was in first job outside of college. Company sold and we all got ESOP payment of 3x salary. I got about $160k into my retirement. I quit a couple years later and took it all out and blew it. Would have been worth a bunch today. Oh well.